Yo, what's up folks? It's Scott. Welcome back to OG DIY, and I got something fun today. Should be fun, as long as it's not too complicated. I got for a couple of e-bikes, which by the way are some of the funnest things I've come across in a long time. My wife's got an Electra Cruiser and two new knees, and she can't, well, they're not that new. Probably over 5 years ago. She's in her mid-50s and she can easily get around on this e-bike and get up hills with the electric assist. And of course I had to have my first dual suspension bike ever, and picked up one of those. They're a little bit more pricey. And we're gonna take those out in the conversion van once I get the conversion van done, which is on another channel. Go see Van Dingo. This is OG DIY, and just wanted to show you some things that aren't necessarily connected to the van world. And what I've got is a new hitch bike rack from a company called Up. So we're going to do an unboxing, go through the whole, instructions, assembly, and hook it up to whatever vehicle I'm going to use it with. I've got multiples. Can put it behind the LX, can put it behind the Sprinter van, can even put it behind the Jeep if needed. So anyway, let me go get the box. I'm gonna tell you, this is a bit of a heavy bugger. I'm gonna say this has gotta be, specs are online, but this has gotta be like 50 pounds. Yeah, maybe less than that. All right, here she is, and you can't see it. Hold on. All right, the two bike rack, these are tray racks from Up that should easily carry e-bikes. So you can see right there, made in the USA. That's kind of cool. All right. Whoa. Thought there might be some staples or something, but nope, we're good. Wow. That is nicely packaged. Nicely packaged. And this is supposed to be a fold-out unit. So let's get it out on the table. That's awfully nice. Confirms your detailed information, but you just hit that QR code, go to their website. This out of the way. Nicely folds up. That's cool. So I really thought this would be some directions involved outside of the QR code, but I may have to go hit that to figure out how to unfold this erector set, because it looks like it's completely intact. You get some heavy duty Allen wrenches and the locker that goes on the rear hitch. So that's there. But outside of that, there has to be a way. Let's see. To figure this one out. Let's see. These trays have to spin around, I'm thinking. But then I spin to there. One moment, please. I'm going to hit the QR code. I'm not fully welcome to the family because I have not gone to the QR code, so I'm going there. Be right back. All right, so believe it or not, I go here, and that's just a product page with all of Up's family of racks. Very useless. I've seen other install videos. There's a guy called No Front Brakes, I think, on YouTube, and he does a nice job. putting this together and installing it on his Subaru, and it is very simple. So let's get about doing it here. And I've already pulled this one out, so let's pull this one out. And I think, let's see. Got to get this blue lever out of the way, then pull it out. And I'll reposition the camera so you can see this, or I'll just move it like this. These are the blue levers. You just push those down, and that's essentially got a long enough piece of aluminum to lock this out. So I got 2 levers on each side. And then we're going to pull this one out. Oh, let's do what I did the first time. I just did it again. Here, let's get this out of the way first. Okay, the lock lever. Get the lever out of the way first this time. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 times for me to understand that. Then push this down. All right, and then these will just come out once you undo this lever. And these hold your wheels in once you get it mounted, and they'll click back all the way against the wheel. And then you can release it. I say you can release it. You can release it. Put it back down again. And then I've seen online also this, depending on your bike size, your tire, or whether or not you have fenders. My wife's Electra's got fenders, so you can bring the mount way down here. This one, bring it way down here and push it up against the wheel, and it'll hold the bike from that perspective and not crush your fenders. This also has, if you look right on the end there, a stabilizer and a ball mount. And this ball looks like it's going to push up against the receiver hitch and stabilize this so it doesn't rock around. So I'm looking forward to that when I get this thing mounted up on the hitch. I'm going to try the Sprinter van first and see how that goes. So let's move you down over to the Sprinter van. All right, let's get that out of there. Again, not the lightest hitch in the world, but robusto, I guess is the best way to say that. Now, hopefully I don't have a tire in the way. All right, check this out. So a little bit of a hiccup. Because I got this plug-in on a Sprinter so close to this piece, which is your key, locking key, imagine getting yourself in and out of that thing to lock it. Problematic, for sure. So, and if I turn it around the other way, I can't get it into that hole at all from that direction. Just won't go in. And I will say the other issue for me is where this sits. I'm going to throw some bikes on here just to check it out, but I'm pretty certain I'm going to have to get an extender. And I'd also like to get one of those swing away pieces that go on there as well, just because this is too close, right? Not a problem here in the way it folds up unless I have a box on here. And I plan to put a box on here, a storage box. So I know most people put their bikes up above the storage box, but this is OG DIY, old guy. I don't want to lift that bike all the way up here, you know, constantly. So I just want to roll it up there. So a hitch extension and a swing. And that way I can just put a bolt on here and secure that to the hitch. But for the installation companies, the bicycle upfitters, this is a Mercedes and it's super close to the holes that are in the hitch that you need to put that pin in. So for now, let's just fold it out, throw a bike on it, see what it's like. And just real quick, I think the pull down method on this thing, they sell an accessory that has you pull on it and it pulls this out. But that's kind of goofy. Anyway, it'll work for me. And then bring it down to there, and that's flat in terms of the trays. Anywhere further than that, I mean, you could bring it down further if you wanted to maybe load the bikes or open up your back. It's mainly to open up your back doors. And that looks like that clears. Yeah, that clears the van. That's nice. That is nice. So let's get it back up. Super robust. There's a hole on the end of that Allen wrench, which goes into the cranking device down below, which will push that detent out. And so you can go down the road with no, less wobble. Let's see if everybody can see that. See that right there? It's an Allen wrench, and right here on the end, it's open. So you're just going to put that in and crank that until it stops, and it'll take the wobble. Yep, it's taking the wobble out of it. That's nice. Nicely engineered one up. Open that up. Open this other one up. I think those are aluminum teeth here, so I kind of want to go easy on those teeth, frankly. Don't need to overdo it. All right, let me go get the bike. Get the big bike. All right. These e-bikes weigh a ton. This one's carbon fiber, so I really want to be careful with it, and that's the reason I got this rack. There we go. And then you're supposed to just ratchet up the back and then ratchet up the front. And I have to say, that's in there. Now the challenge is, where would I put my wife's bike? And would it fit? Because I can tell you right now, let me just show you this. Another good reason to get that extension, because that tire and a box right here are not going to allow that to fit. So that means definitely need a hitch extension, and it'd be awfully nice to get that swing away as well. All right, folks, that is the unboxing and installation, super easy, of the one-up heavy-duty 2-tray bike rack. And it is heavy-duty. The industrial approach just gives you this sense of confidence it's going to hang on to your many thousands of dollar bikes, e-bikes in this case, and last for many years. I look forward to getting this out on the highway and seeing just how stable it is. Hopefully don't lose anything along the way, and also look forward to get the hitch extension to get it away from this Sprinter because it's too close. I'm gonna have to get a different hitch locking bolt and then hook it again further out, and then I'd like to also do a swing away. But anyway, very easy to use. You just pop these down, pull the bike off. In fact, you just pull this up and down it goes. And same on the other side. And then just pull the bike off and away you go. All right, let's get this bugger off of here. And then we just pull these up. Nice. Nice, I like it. Got some reflector tape back here. That's cool. All right, what's up, folks? Just back from our first road trip, and this is the second part of the video, right? I opened it up as an unboxing for the one-up bicycle rack. Now I've got nearly 3,000 miles under my belt from a trip from the North Texas area up to Yellowstone, Grand Tetons, on the way, stopping in Colorado, stopping back on the way back down Colorado into New Mexico. So a really good first run experience with this one-up bike rack. So I'm going to give you a bit of a detailed rollout of the things that I experienced, and a little bonus piece just before I left. I got this great product that's an add-on for Kody Industries, which is a light rear tail light setup, and I'm going to show you that too. So that to me is the big hit. So not only is the one-up rack a real quality product, a couple areas where I ran into some snags. I'm going to show you some areas of concern for me that I'm worried about long-term wear on this rack. I still love this rack. I think it's a really good one. Super easy to use, but some watch outs. So, and this Kody Industries thing, I think is the huge win. So check this out. All right, so right up front, let's lower this down. This is the one-up. I got two trays on here, and this is the Kody Industries rear taillight and blinker array that sits back here. But okay, so here is, to me, sort of a, I don't know, bit of an unfinished product. So you got to pull this up and make sure that aligns. Pull that up and bring it down to the tray level and then let go. Okay, so I feel like that's unwieldy. Maybe it's just part of the design and that's what we're gonna go with, but I'm okay with it for now. I still love the rack. One of the watch outs is this mechanism right here. You can see a little spring on there so that it allows that to move. And you can see that just from the trip and moving the bikes on and off about a dozen times. You start to get some wear, and these teeth, I'm a little concerned about those. Maybe time will tell. Maybe it's super robust, but little concerned about that. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to open up. You essentially just lift this lever up, and I think I showed that before previously. Lift that lever up, open up your tire holders. And I'll tell you, pick your e-bikes appropriately, because those suckers are heavy. I got one that's 50 pounds and one that's just under 30 pounds, and they're heavy. All right, so let's put my wife's colorful bike, Electra, up first. Put it in the tray. And this is one of the things I just love about this rack. Very easily, you just pull the lever up, pull that tire holder up, and that's basically it for the front end. Now here is where things get kind of interesting. Notice this has quite the rear fender that comes down low. Oh my goodness. I see, given all the, that's interesting. I just noticed that from the trip. A lot of vibration in the back here. Lost 2 screws that hold that light on. Don't tell my wife, gotta get that repaired. Okay, so this fender comes down quite low. This is super adjustable. You just bring the slot down, right? And push it up. And that's it. This one is secure. I'm gonna tighten the front up just a little bit. Yeah, tighten this, see if I can go a little bit further. Nope, that one's secure. All right, for the next bike. Okay, so bike number 2, and I've got it backwards. And you'll find as you start using these racks how the bikes need to, most people who deal with bikes know this full well. You got to figure out how to balance them next to each other. In this case, you got to make sure your pedals don't hit the frames. Roll your pedals down to the right spot. And I had to adjust the Electra's handlebars down to not strike the seat tube on the Specialized. So, all right, that one's on. Now, everywhere I went, so let's just say these two bikes are many thousands of dollars, which I'm fortunate to have them. They're so much fun. And you just don't want them walking away. This bike rack is infinitely easy to undo and take these things off, and you're done, they're gone. So one unfortunate complaint I've got is you can't lock them. This was our traveling companion to help give us confidence the bikes were secure when we stopped for any extended period of time around the parks, Teton Park, Yellowstone, a couple of hotels on the way up. We would not leave them on the bike rack, bring them into the room, and or take them off the back and put them inside the van. So you put it through here. You want both frame and tires, because a good thief, well, to be frank, a good thief can clip these with bolt cutters in no time at all. Now, they'll tell you that locking your bike up in the day is a deterrent. If you lock it up like this at night, you know, there's a good chance if somebody really wants them, they just bolt cutter these, bolt cutter this thing and then take your bikes. So you need to be mindful of that. I think anybody that leaves bikes on the back of their vehicle. I got an appropriate length cable that allows me to go through the frame on both. I just happen to have this from prior usage of some sort. I can't remember exactly why I bought this. I think I bought it for when we had the kids at home. And we had a bike rack that was on a hitch that had like 4 bikes on it or 5 bikes on it. Okay, so I got it through the frame. And then in this case, let's see, my master lock here. I put these two together, put the lock through it, and I'll give you a close-up here in a minute. And we're locked up. This is our somewhat of an insurance policy when we were traveling, and it just basically buckles up, locks up right on the hitch. There's a hole in the hitch right there. So that is, in my mind, a reasonably safe deterrent. But going back to the original issue, you know, you got to kind of come up with your own approach to locking your bikes up. It would be great if somehow these locked and maybe had a more robust system down below, you know, locks on those sliders somehow. And somebody could do the whiz bang engineering to figure that out. That would be more convenient. You know, if I couldn't pull this back, it would be challenging to get those bikes out. So I don't know, one up if you've got some engineering wizards on that one, but you might consider it. So I mentioned earlier on in the video that I need to get an extender. I did get an extender. It's right there. But no fault of OneUp or any rack company. The challenge I had to constantly take these 2 bikes off, drop that rack down as far as I could. Actually, even at this level right here, my rear door is clear, but the bikes have to come off. So that's a bit of a downer. And I really need that swing away hitch, because that solves a lot of issues. That swing away hitch makes life so much more convenient from this perspective. So open those 2 doors out. I got a slide away that goes all the way out that has your whole life on it while you're camping. So all your kitchen stuff, all your, you know, you name it. Stuff I work on the van with, ended up having a couple of issues with the van. And you want access in and out of there. So a swing away is really important. All right, so that's the review, and in my opinion, a very strong hitch. And it's frankly, the number one reason I got this one was I thought it was well engineered, it's cool, but more importantly, it won't grab hold of a carbon fiber frame. And it doesn't grab anywhere on the frame where you run into challenges. And on the return trip coming down, I ran into some challenges. There was so much bumpy road work being done, and this being at the tail end of the van, it gets whipsawed a little bit in the back, right? So not my bike, but my wife's bike, the area that doesn't clamp as securely on the rear came up off the rear tray and was over on the side down slightly. The things that were holding it up were the bike lock and the front tire. So it never went all the way down to the ground, but you don't want that. I mean, that's again, super expensive investment. And there is offered on OneUp's website Velcro straps. I didn't get those early on, I should have, but I ended up getting an alternative from Home Depot on the way back down. Let me show you what I got. I bought 4 of these. These were in the fastener section. Initially, there's a little bit of a, you can see there was a little like a keychain thing almost on these. And very simply, just like on many websites for bike racks, just take it up here, put it on, and strap it all the way around. And then that tire's not coming out, and I wouldn't have had this issue on the way down. So super important, highly recommend. Make sure you get these Velcro straps, and I got 4 of them for each one of the tires. Didn't have a single problem after that, and it was nothing but a $4.95 Velcro strap. So from Home Depot. All right, so probably to me the most exciting piece of this whole setup is this Kody Industries rear light mount. And let me show you how simple this is. I'm sure that it's much more engineering involved, but a nice aluminum housing, the appropriate bolts ready to go for one app, a line, how should we say, plug-in line, power line that goes all the way, 7-pin connector, and I went for the longer extension. Communicated with the good folks over at Kody Industries about the vehicle that I had, and they contacted me immediately and said, a Sprinter van may require resistor so that the van knows that it's just a trailer instead of something else that's hooked into the 7-pin connector. So it doesn't, whatever it is, regardless, when I got the whole package, it just worked. So I'm going to show you that here in a minute. But one thing I want you to look at is, why do you need that? Well, when you look behind this van, can you see the rear taillights? That's the thing the law enforcement community has a problem with setups like this. So your brake lights are not easily seen, your blinkers are not easily seen, and frankly, and I don't have it, your license plate's not easily seen either. And Kody makes a license plate bracket for it too, so I'm going to consider that. But just check out how well this works. I'm going to go tail light, then blinker left, blinker right. Brake light, blinker left, blinker right. All right, had to turn that on and turn the headlights on because the headlight sensor wasn't clicking. These are flickering on camera, but they are solid on when not filming. So these are solid on lights, just like your front lights, your running lights would be at night, and work really well. So just a better view of this really high quality design. They spec'd it beautifully with the right Allen bolts that go in here, Allen screws. And just very clean. And then they give you all of the necessary, you know, zip ties and everything to run your line all the way down. And in my case, knowing that I was going to have a swing away hitch at some point, I got the extra long one so that you know, I had plenty of line to swing it out and still stay connected. I will tell you one last tip on this whole setup is, when I got the extender piece on here, I thought, you know, I'm gonna get some up and down movement. So this product, the up and down flex and movement out of the hitch. And I think this is made by, well, I'm not gonna say, bought it off of the almighty retail website of Global Civilization. And it works really well. So I got a locking hitch here, a locking pin, hitch pin here, locking hitch pin here, so my one-up won't just walk away on me, which is important. All right, that's the review, folks. This is the one-up 2-tray bike rack and the really well-designed Kody Industries add-on, which helps you become more legal when you're rolling through various states and you need to have visibility for your blinkers, your driving lights, your brake lights, all that stuff that keeps you safe on the road. So hope you enjoyed this video. Please smash that like button. If you want to see more videos on this channel, hit that little bell. You'll be notified of the ones that are coming up. And as always, be good. Thanks for being with me. Have fun out there. Bye-bye.